Let's make that a lure. Please tell me this is thick enough. Oh, just barely. Sweet. Using poplar for this one. Got that traced out. Let me draw the top profile here. Pretty rough estimate of it, but I'm gonna cut this out and then do sanding with the rest. Got the brunt of the work done. Now we can smooth it out with the sander. Alright. Time to start carving down these corners. Actually gotta cut out the mouth first. There we go. Now it's time to carve. Alright. Got the main carving down. Rounded out each corner. Now I'm going to hit it with some pretty high grit sandpaper to really smooth it out. Very smooth now. I'm going to drill some eyes. Smallest I got is 6mm. It's a little bigger than from this drawing here, but bigger eyes never really looks bad, to be honest. Mark out the eyes by lining up the mouth and poking with a nail. Perfect. There's one marked. Okay, let's see. Alright, time to draw. Pretty perfect, actually. It's almost perfect. That's good enough. No one's ever gonna notice, right? Actually, I think I'll cut it into its segments before I do any of that, so then it doesn't get messed up when I put it in the vise. pretty thick bait, so it needs a pretty big handle so we can have a decent action. Sanded those down. Now it is flawless. Now we can get going on the carvings for the gills and the mouth. Got all the markings lined up. Now we're gonna spend crazy amount of time carving all this because it's really a lot and it's pretty hard wood, so it's gonna take forever, but it'll be worth it because it'll look sweet. Got the rough work for the gills and mouth done. Got to start on the side fins now. Beautiful. This is such an awkward angle to carve in. I'm surprised I haven't messed something up badly yet, but knock on wood. Start with a little 120 grit pad and just get rid of all the big gashes and stuff like that. Then we'll get to the finer sanding after. Alright, got it all sanded down now. It's looking pretty good. Will look even better after the clear coat, but time to move on to hardware, lead, stuff like that. About there for the second line tie, or hook hanger, whatever. Start drilling. Got that sandpaper there to keep it protected. That went smoothly. Oh. That was nice. No problems, just smooth drilling. Why am I showing the drill what I just drilled? That was stupid. There we go. Should be plenty. And should be a good distribution. Keep this bait stable. Got the mini drill bit. Perfect. Oh my goodness. I just completely butchered that. Look how off center that is. That's terrible. But good thing you never actually see this part of the bait, so I can just expand them out in opposite directions. Time to drill. Still not lined up, but honestly, doesn't really matter. So now it's time for the fins. Always keep this cut out just to be able to mark out the fins. I usually try to measure it out to where the split in the bait is where the split in the lure is. Or the split in the fins is where the split in the lure is. But I was not successful this time. Bluefin's got some pretty weird fins, but should complete the look. I just got stuff sticking out all over the place. They do look awesome though. So basically, I just have to cut a line in the whole back of this bait because these things start up immediately after. And it'll be a lot easier to just fill in a gap than it would be to make two separate ones. The Dremel saw first to cut the slots, then we will go in with the X-Acto blade too. So I've now realized that there's a problem back here, as I need to cut a slot reasonably deep, at least up here for the back fin, and that'll interfere with the little yellow fins it's got on the back of the tail here. So what I'm going to do is the tail fin will have a larger piece that extends into here and has the first one, maybe two of those yellow bumps. And yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it will work. So we'll get started with that now. Cut that slot. Perfectly lines up with these. Don't think this will actually be too hard, but it'll be a little annoying to cut out this intricate shape out of the acrylic, but just balancing all the fins in there, trying to get an idea of how it looks. These ones look pretty good. Gotta get started on the tail now. Got the tail fin done. It's got one little spine on each side, and they fit pretty flush with the rest of the spines, so looks pretty good. Finally got all the fins cut out. First I'm gonna glue them in, make sure they're secured. Then I think I'm gonna fill in the rest with some epoxy resin. It'll make it easier to sand down and smooth out the area. There's the first look at the bait with all its fins intact. Starting to really shape up, look like a real tuna. Got this fancy stand going here, making this completely level. Make sure that we don't get any unnecessary spillage when I pour it in. Let's get started. There it is. Oh, it's starting to harden. Ooh! Okay, that's what I meant. Once it gets going, it gets going. As you can see from the top, it looks messy, but when you get down to the side angle, you can see looks good. Now that it's dried up, it's time to sand it down. While I was waiting, made sure this one was all nice and flush. It didn't need any of the epoxy because it was a very mild gap, so just filled it in with some super glue. Time to get to work on this. Alright, got the top sanded down. Pretty much as perfect as I could ask for something this detailed. And the clear coat will make that practically flawless, so looks sweet. Got that all dried up. All it needs is a little sanding and back piece will be ready to go. I'm gonna give these a final sand before super glue bath. Alright, time for some super glue. take this off camera for a second. That's completely sealed and very smooth. Oh no, I have a problem. Nothing to do with the lure. Lure's fine. I just got super glue on a cut. What do I do about that? Usually I just rip it off, but not a chance I'm doing that. Might just live with super glue on my thumb for the next week or so. See what happens. There we go. Okay. Not glued in, but just placed in for testing. Gonna put the lead in, covered in clay, and go see the action. Okay, put the lead on there. Seriously, bottom weighted. I think that should be enough lead to sink this. And if it's too much, I can always just remove it. Super easy. So, time to go test. Alright, so action was about as good as you can expect from a replica like this with a huge tail and very wide body, which obviously would hinder the action. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Swims pretty well. Can't really get any chop going, but wasn't really going for that when I made this bait. So let's start finalizing the structure and get to painting. All we gotta do is add the hardware now. There we go. That's the Bluefin tuna, structurally complete. Time to paint. A little yellow as well and a little bronze. Second color, a little bit on the bottom of this silverish. Next color, I don't really know what you'd call this, but it's kind of like a dark rosy red. Okay. Looks crazy right now, but once it's covered with all the other colors, it'll look good. Got a light brown for the next color here. It's actually way more of a difficult paint job than I thought it would be. There's so many matching colors that are just subtly there in the bottom half. Gonna go with a super light yellow now. Next we got this dirty orange for around the eye area and just the top. Finally, you get started on the top with a dark blue. Doing a little hand painting for minor details on here. After almost 2 hours, we got it painted. I'm quite happy with the result. Clear coat's really gonna make it pop, so let's get going on that. You go with these for the eyes, pretty close to the real thing. I'm just gonna hang it up. Let's get the internal hardware on, get the hooks on, and complete the lure. Alright, there it is, final product. I think I did a really good job with the paint job. And the shape is always pretty easy, so that wasn't really a problem. But yeah. Go bring it out to the pool, get some footage of it swimming. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think I did a pretty good job based off this photo. Pretty accurate. But yeah, let me know anything else you guys want to see me make, or any other kind of content you want to see on here, and I'll be happy to make that. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.